Right now at 7, breaking news. A deadly avalanche buries a hotel in Italy. The region hit yesterday by earthquakes, and rescuers battle snow as they begin digging at the scene.
And breaking news in Iran, where multiple firefighters were killed in a building collapse this morning. The scary scene at a high-rise in the capital city caught on video.
Trump advisor? Could the president-elect be eyeing a Yale professor for a White House role?
Look at the big picture. Trump is a bum.
Reports emerging this morning saying Donald Trump is thinking of hiring a professor who's sometimes critical of him. Good Day Connecticut starts right now.
She's Erica Arias. I'm Tim Lammers. The big story this morning, the inauguration.
Scott McLean is live in Washington, D.C. this morning with all the latest. Scott, good morning.
We are just a day away now from America's biggest celebration of democracy and also its biggest single-day security challenge. The president-elect, Donald Trump, is promising an uncharacteristically scaled-down festivity schedule, but that doesn't make the logistics of security and preparation any less of a challenge.
Police, protesters, and hundreds of thousands of visitors, all in Washington to see Donald Trump sworn in as president. Stand-ins for the first family did a dress rehearsal on the steps of the Capitol last weekend. The real version will be in front of an estimated 700,000 to 900,000 people. A wide range of law enforcement agencies comprising thousands of officers are taking on the massive security challenge. Their work creating its own challenge in getting around the city.
We recognize this event and the ensuing security arrangements may cause inconveniences to the citizens of Washington, D.C.
For all the preparation, the event itself will be a more modest affair than those in recent years. Fewer big-name performers, a shorter inaugural address, a parade lasting just 90 minutes, not several hours, and only 3 inaugural balls, down from Obama's 10 in 2009.
The message is, it's time to get to work, right? And that's what Donald J. Trump is all about.
But the celebrations are also expected to be met by around 100 different protests. Some may be peaceful, others may be more controversial. One group plans to hand out more than 4,000 joints. Another has plans to block checkpoints and cause headaches.
We've got to be vigilant, we've got to plan, we've got to prepare.
Now, Trump was actually in Washington, D.C. last night for 2 separate dinners. He flew back to New York aboard his private jet, the last time he'll do that for quite some time. Now, today he will return aboard a military jet for the inauguration ceremony tomorrow. After that, he'll be given the keys to Air Force One. Live in Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Thank you, Scott. We do have more in a moment on the Connecticut professor who's reportedly being considered by the president-elect for a role in the White House cabinet.
And Sean Pagano is following that. But first, we are checking in with Dan and Amaranti for the latest on what's going on there weather-wise. And it's getting warmer. Temperatures going up.
Yeah, we're getting into the 40s today, so good stuff. Yeah, we're happy about that. It's going to be above average today. We're starting off in the 30s, which is not bad by January standards. And as we go on through the day, we'll continue to warm those temperatures up. 30s right now, 33 at Hartford, 34 Windsor Locks. Now 31 at Stafford. That could be a problem. We've had some reports of icing going on up towards Stafford and Tolland as well. So keep that in mind. If you're up in that area, things may be slick. If the ground looks wet, just assume it's icy. Please, please, please use caution if you're in that Tolland or Stafford area. And over towards Torrington, there could be a couple of icy spots as well as you go up towards, I guess we'll call it the usual areas, up around Norfolk, Winstead, and even Barkhamsted. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, we're going to continue to warm these temperatures up as the sun will be shining. It already is starting to come up. It'll be coming up officially in about 10 minutes or so. The wind calm. That's good news. It's going to stay fairly calm throughout the day today. And the radar and satellite showing you not much, just a couple of passing clouds here and there. So during the day today, we will have maybe a cloud or two, but it's going to be mostly sunny. We're bringing back the sun in a big way. And down to our south and west, you can kind of see on the bottom left corner of your screen all of that action, all that green on the map right around Memphis, Tennessee, even down towards Houston. They've been having some severe weather, some flooding rains, but that's going to head in our direction, but not necessarily in terms of flooding rain. It looks like we will get just a brief period of rain as we go on for tomorrow evening and into the overnight hours. But overall today, it's a nice quiet day, nothing really happening. Map in motion shows just nothing. And then as we go on for tomorrow, start off with sunshine, bring the clouds in during the day, and that comes in right around 7, 8, or 9 o'clock. So a little bit of rain for your Friday night. Other than that, not much. So at the bus stop today, for the young kids, temperatures in the 30s, not so bad, drying out as the morning goes on. And keep in mind, as we said, around the Tolland area, there could be a few icy spots. The sun officially coming up at 7:14. And a little bit of fog in some spots as well this morning. But overall, we bring out the sunshine, and it'll be a nice day with those temperatures getting into the mid-40s and the sun going down at 4:50. By tonight, we'll have temperatures down to the 20s with mainly clear skies, and then a pretty good day for Friday, with the exception of a little bit of rain late in the day and a nice weekend. We'll talk about that in the full 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we're going to get a check on the roads. Rachel's here. Rachel, what's going on?
All right, not too much. Well, like you mentioned before, just a few slick spots now being reported in Talon and Windham County. So just be aware of that, but we don't have any problems reported through those areas, at least for right now. What we do have is a decent ride into New Haven along 91 and 95. The delays kick in out of Bridgeport and Fairfield on 95 South. It's about 11 minutes and close to 20 minutes right through the no exit zone on the southbound side of Route 15. We're busy in Waterbury, but there's no big delay just yet. Straight out through Cheshire, the westbound side is also pretty quiet. As you make the drive into the Hartford area, here's a look at your drive times as we are starting to pick up in some spots, 91 South and 84 East, mostly before the Hartford Tunnel. Here's a look at the westbound side as you're coming in out of East Hartford on the approach to the Bulkley Bridge. Live camera showing just how light traffic is at this hour in from Manchester at this point. That's the Mattress Firm traffic report. Mattress Firm, America's #1 choice for sleep. Erica.
All right, Rach, thanks so much. Well, right now we're taking a look at some of the biggest headlines here in Connecticut this morning.
Yeah, and we're going to start with a ledgered woman who's due in court today because she's been accused of taking money from a GoFundMe account that was set up for the family of a 4-year-old who drowned. Police said 34-year-old Bonnie Ojeda gave the family some of that money, but then took the rest for herself.
And moving on to Bristol native Aaron Hernandez. He is expected in a Boston courtroom today for a pretrial hearing in his upcoming double murder trial. The former Patriots tight end pleaded not guilty to killing 2 men in Boston back in 2012.
Police are also investigating the death of a woman in Bristol. The 43-year-old was found unresponsive in her apartment on Main Street, and police have not yet released that woman's name.
And investigations continue this morning after bomb threats were made to Jewish community centers in at least 24 different cities. The centers in West Hartford and Woodbridge were evacuated yesterday. Everyone is safe.
Finally today in Hartford, the Yard Goats baseball team is expected to introduce Jerry Weinstein as the team's new manager for the 2017 season. Amanda.
Well, we are just a day away from Donald Trump taking the oath of office to become our 45th president. And all eyes have been on Capitol Hill, watching Trump's pick for his cabinet answer some tough questions from lawmakers. Now it appears that a Connecticut professor may be tapped to be one of Trump's advisors. Fox's T1 Sean Borgano is live in New Haven with the details. Hi, Sean.
Hey there, Amanda. Good morning to you. That's right. Yale computer science professor David Galernter is being considered for science advisor role on Donald Trump's team. This, according to the press secretary Sean Spicer, who says that Galernter met with the president-elect earlier this week in New York. Now, Galernter is a pioneer in the field of parallel computation, which is a type of computing where many calculations are done at the same time. He also has extensive knowledge on artificial intelligence. Now, the science advisory role, he would provide input to the president on issues related to science and technology. Now, according to the Washington Post, the president's science advisor is also the director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy, which works with agencies in the private sector on scientific issues, and is also a liaison between the White House and experts in the scientific community in the event of natural disasters, industrial crisis, and disease outbreaks. But before the election, Galernter appeared on Fox's O'Reilly Factor and was pretty critical of Trump, the Republican reluctantly voting for him, saying it was the lesser of two evils.
I have no choice. It's my duty as a citizen to look at the big picture. Trump is a bum with respect to his dealings with women. I'm not proud of what he's done, and he's not proud of what he's done. We need somebody who is not scared to make big changes. Right. Trump is not my pick, but I think he's not scared. But he's not scared.
Now, an interesting note from the Post article. In 1993, Galernter was seriously injured by a letter bomb that was sent by Ted Kaczynski, the anti-technology terrorist known as the Unabomber. Now, as of this morning, there has been no comment from either side with regard to the reported appointment of the science advisory role on Donald Trump's administration team. That is the latest. We're live in New Haven this morning. I'm Sean Borgano. Let's send it back to Amanda.
Thanks so much, Sean. And that's not the only Connecticut connection to the president-elect. There were several names of Connecticut people being thrown around for positions in Washington. Two of them that are official so far are Linda McMahon and Hope Hicks. McMahon is the former CEO of Stanford-based WWE and was tapped by Donald Trump to lead the Small Business Administration. McMahon is no stranger to politics. She unsuccessfully ran for state senate twice. And Greenwich native Hope Hicks has been named Director of Strategic Communications for the White House. Trump said that she was a key part of the campaign and would be a key part of communicating his message when he's in office. And of course, you can watch Donald Trump's inauguration live right here on Fox 61 and on our Fox 61 News app. That is tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. And Tim and Erica, obviously a lot of people there, a lot of eyes on it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a big, big weekend one way or the other. Yeah.
Amanda, thanks.
Yeah.
And coming up next for you here on Good Day Connecticut this morning, some Connecticut folks are heading to the nation's capital, some for the inauguration and some for protests this weekend. We're going to have the details on that straight ahead.